Some of you actually started the holidays. Your companies gave you a break from Monday, the 22nd of December,
Yeah.
and you're going to be showing up in the new year. You have plans. You're going to be at lots of events here and there. You'd have parties at home or visiting friends. But the question is, in all of these, how do you ensure your safety? How do you ensure that you're protected so that next year we would all meet again and work in the interest of our dearest country, Ghana? So this morning, Superintendent Juliana Obeng is Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, Accra region, and she's in studio with us. Good morning once again. So let's look at it. Let's start it this way, okay? As we get ready for it, are there any plans that the Ghana Police Service has for all of us? What are those plans before we get into what we should do? What are the general plans that you've put in place to ensure our safety during the festive season?
Well, good morning to your listeners, viewers, if they are. As an institution, this is something we are not doing for the first time. We've done this over the years. What we have done special this year is to review the previous years and make things much better. And so if you've been to town lately, you've noticed that there's increased visibility. There's increased visibility in town, and that's because we want to make this Christmas and the more Christmas to come much better than we have done in the past. So for the Ghana Police Service, and particularly for Accra region, because that's where I'm coming from this morning, we have intensified patrols. And so if in your area you had about 2 patrol teams before Christmas, now you're seeing 4 to 5 patrol teams, all to be sure that you have a crime-free Christmas and a very safe Christmas. Apart from that, we have also enhanced what we call intelligence gathering, and so we have lots of our men in plain clothing joining all of us for Christmas. The difficulty will be for you to identify if he is part of you or he's not part of you. But that's for us to tell. So we have also enlarged that territory. That's gathering intelligence, so we get to know who came to town, did what and where. So it would better inform us planning ahead for the coming years, and then especially getting into the new year, which is 2026. Quite apart from that, we are also looking at mounting visibility operations across the region and across the country in general. So we are not only doing vehicle patrols, we're also doing foot patrols, and all of these we are doing together with our plainclothes men. So again, we would want to send that caution. I'm not sitting here to put fear into anybody. I'm just here to create awareness, so together we can have a safe Christmas.
While talking about all the things you've done, improve visibility and also intelligence gathering, are there any places that you may have identified as possible areas that you have to focus on more? So are there some hotspots that you say, okay, so these areas are normally areas where they report lots of crime or lots of challenges around the festive season, so we're focusing on these areas?
Of course. So we're looking at market areas, we're looking at the churches, we're looking at event centers, and we're looking at the beaches, and then generally our roads. So these are hotspot areas for Christmas. Now, if you've been to Accra lately, I am coming from Accra this morning. I go there every day. It's so terrible for human traffic that it gets difficult for you to even move. Believe you me, you can stay behind an individual for 5 minutes and you're not moving. And so we have taken notice of that, and we have pushed our men into that space to make sure that at least we have some decent management of the human population around there, just again to make sure that we have a better Christmas this year.
And Winston, we had a message this morning for those using the Kolebu stretch.
Yes,
there was an appeal. Are you planning to deploy some of your men there?
Yes, so but I came a bit early. I started in my car and I was listening to you.
Right.
Once I got that notice, I immediately spoke to the Carnation Division, because that's their area of jurisdiction, and I went ahead to speak to my regional commander and I've just received a message that it's been worked on. Like they say, radio gets results.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's a good news.
Yes, we're happy that you've worked on that. But you've talked about how we should look at, you're looking at for the markets, you're looking at the churches, you're looking at the beaches and on the road. So let's do it this way. Let's say I'm going to the market. Let's say I'm going to the beach. Let's say I'm going to the church. What should I do? What should I be looking out for to ensure that I'm safe? Let's start from the market, because people will still be doing their shoppings today anyway.
They're still doing it.
They're still doing the shopping. So let's start from the markets.
All right, so we're advising, if there's a mini market around your area where you live, you want to do this buying over there than to come into central business town, even though the argument has been that we get cheap stuff when we get it. But if you're considering cheap stuff, you want to consider your personal security as well. So we advise that if there's a mini market around where you stay, you please get to that place and do your shopping instead of coming to central business town to do that. But if you're saying that, and we advise again that you don't carry large sums of money. We have gotten into the digital space where you can, even now at the market, I remember 2 days ago, I had to go into central business town to do some business. And I was surprised when a tomato seller said, Madam Pacho, over to me to your momo. I was surprised.
Oh, yeah, they do that a lot.
I'm like, well, so I didn't know. And I found that interesting. So if we have gotten to that stage, then we advise as a service that you don't carry huge sums of money. If it is possible, keep your Momo very active so we can do some of these payments. Having said that, we also advise that you don't display huge sums of money. So we've had situations where women or people are going to the market and you have them count money in the full clear of the public, in the market space where everybody is watching. When you do that, you expose yourself, you become a target. Be reminded that it is not everybody in the market or at the market space that is going to shop. Some of us, or some people, are also there to shop from you to make their Christmas better.
Okay.
So you want to be careful not to show or display huge sums of money. Again, we also advise that when you get into the market space, you stay alert.
Okay.
Stay very alert. If you are going to buy onions, then please get to the onion seller. Just go straight to the onion seller. When you are done, come back home. Come back to where you picked your car. Come back to where you parked your car and just pick and go back home. Now, I've had situations where people leave the house, I'm going to the market, but end up at the stadium. What is your business there? You have no business there. When you do that again, apart from adding on to the human traffic, apart from adding on to that, you expose yourself, because look, your business is with the onion seller, the tomato seller. Why would you want to go beyond that and get to the stadium where you know that you have no business there? Those who have the business there are waiting for you to pounce on you, to hurt you, or to steal from you. So please, let's take note of that as well. You want to step out of town, go to the market area. We advise that you use trusted means of transport.
Okay.
And when you say trusted means of transport, if it's your car, that's a bit safe. I mean, that's a bit safe, because you could have problems on the way even if it's your car. But if it is not your car, we do not expect that you just come out of the house, just see anybody at all, just sit behind. Mama left me kojo. It happens usually around this time, because around this time it kind of looks like we do not have lots of vehicles that commute people from one end to the other. So people would want to know, mama left where? How much do you know the person? How well do you know the person? So we advise that you get trusted means of transport. If you know that from your house to probably the market area, you're used to this particular transport area, lorry station, please go there, go through the queue, get yourself into the car that is recognized, that is accepted in the community by everybody, and get to your destination. Use the same means, and please come back home safely. We need you alive to celebrate more Christmas. So please use trusted means of transport to get to your destination. And when you're leaving home, please share location when you get to your destination.
Okay.
Yes, please share
location with
family, with friends, trusted friends. So I do that a lot.
Why should we do that?
All right, so it's just a way of being safe. So I leave home and I tell my sister that, Mommy, I'm going to I'm going to Joy FM. Once I get here, I share my location. And believe me, once I got here this morning, I shared my location with my dad. No questions, nobody asking where.
Wow.
Oh, yes. So my parents are where I am here. My boss is aware I am here. My children are aware I'm here. Just so if I don't come back in the next 2-3 hours, the first place of call will be Joy FM, because this is why I said I was going to be this morning. And that way, it helps. Should anything happen, it helps with investigations. Apart from that, it keeps you secure. Apart from informing us, we also get to know that, okay, so just around Joy FM, Juliana was there this morning. On her way, where did she go through? What might have happened around that area, or the places that she went through before getting here? So it's important. Get to the marketplace. You want to go to Agbogboshi. Please, when you get to Agbogboshi, let us really know that you are at Agbogboshi. Share the location with us. When you are coming back, inform us that you are coming back home. We're able to calculate the time that you are coming back home. Because believe me, from Agbogboshi to probably Tesano shouldn't take us more than 2 hours maximum. So if it goes beyond 2 hours, then we begin to ask what is going on, so we can trace a bit earlier than.
We've talked about the markets, but let's also talk about the event centers, because that's another area that we're going to be. A lot of people are going to go to these programs, and they will go there. They will pick up their phones, they will dance, they will take videos and all of that. But you've actually said that people also come to shop people. And so at these events, what should we look out for? How do we ensure that we go to these events, return with everything intact, and most importantly, being safe?
All right, so let me use the Beam Festival you mentioned. So you want to go to Beam. First of all, it's for you to go and have fun. Even if you want to go on alcohol, you want to be sure it is something that your body system can take, so you don't get drunk. The moment you get drunk, everything gets messy. Apart from that, we advise that you keep your personal belongings very close to you. If you have a handbag, I won't go to Beam Festival with a handbag. I probably will go with a cross bag.
Okay.
Because that is just in front of me, and I kind of have maximum control. Even if it is taking off from the back, I still have it. It will fall in front of me. So I won't go to a Beam Festival with the usual ladies' handbag. I'll go with a cross bag, and I'll make sure that my belongings are safe. You don't want to carry a lot of things again to those areas, to those festivals. You probably are just picking your phone and probably some petty cash in case of emergency. That's all. But otherwise, we advise that when you go to those areas, make sure that you have your belongings close to you. You leave your phones, your laptops, your iPads unattended to. It's not done. We've had situations where we've gone to some of these areas, and you have people not even completely even roll up their car what do you call it? Their cars up properly. So in the name of me person from Alpha car anymore, they don't seal completely. They leave it. That's an opportunity for me and my people to come and do justice to your car. Okay, so
you're saying that when you park, you should roll up.
Yes, completely. Make sure the car is locked properly.
No person from Alpha car.
In from our film will say, I mean, in that short moment when you are going for the Beam Festival, Beam crimes a bay in Yumbre, if I'm right, and Yumbre super the and probably you might have left the house with the air conditioned rolling, so at least glasses no enyam from makakra. The reason we roll down is heat, and then to make sure the glasses no ebia in kopai or something. So Beam and Yumbre there, why would you want to leave some space in the name of inframa befa car anymore? Which one is safe? Inframa befa car anymore na ye be real and na ye be proud anase mframa emfa car no mu na bedu fie safe and everything is intact. So please let's take note of that as well. Quite apart from that, let us not go to overcrowded areas. You're entering a space is overcrowded, but because beam fun, you still want to push yourself. Please let's avoid it. If the place is full, let's get ourselves to another space where we can still have fun. Beam is just going to sing, dance, and look at Beam. We can always see Beam some other day, but we can always dance to his song. I'm sure by the time I leave, I'll probably get one song which I can dance, and that will be part of celebrating Beam, or probably enjoying Christmas. So please let's avoid overcrowded areas.
Talking about these areas, I mean, you've talked about all the things, but I want us to also look at how these people, some of these miscreants, how they behave. So, we are able to look out for some of these things. We've talked about how we should have the crossback and all, but what are some of the things that they do that we should look out for, and that would send a signal to you? That's more like a red flag. You look at this and you're like, okay, I need to be careful.
All right. So yesterday, for instance, we had a press briefing at one of our divisions, and the suspect in question, I think your crew, Joy FM, Joy TV was there, and when they saw the suspect, one of them said, "Hey, where do you say Bankao?" Because he's properly dressed. He's in his beautiful suit, well labeled. He has his tag. He has a very good shoe. I took note of all of that. A very good shoe. And he smells really good. Yes. And this is a full suspect who's gone stealing laptops, ATM cards, iPads, money from people who had gone for conferences. So what am I saying? You do not just think that it is that man or that woman who is looking dirty and smelling who is coming to steal. No, you can have the finest human beings, the finest, properly dressed and all of that, coming to steal from you. And these days, stealing is made easy. It's not like before when people actually do it in that hostile way. Now it's very simple. People come, stand by, "Hello Julie, how are you?" And there's a knife choking you. So then again, we advise, apart from looking out for yourself, be sure that you don't even go out alone. Go in the company of others. Be careful what you're wearing. If I am probably wearing my uniform and I am out there, yes, you can get to me, but it won't be that easy. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
saying that. So some of us go out in just this one, that thing, and we are gone. What are you telling them? I'm ready for you. It's not the best. So let's be mindful of that. But most importantly, everybody is a suspect out there now.
Okay, I like that. Everybody's a suspect, so just be careful.
Just be careful.
But so for many of us too, we've talked about other things that we'll do outside. Let's come to our homes, because we probably may be home or we're going out.
Yeah.
Because if you're at all these events, you'll be out also. So when at home, how do you ensure your safety? And when you're leaving, how do you ensure that your gadgets at home and other things at home would also be safe?
All right. So one, ensure that all of your gadgets are off when you're leaving the house. If you are in the house, you want to be sure that you don't allow kids to go respond to doorbells and knocking on the doors at home. You also want to be sure that even though you are inside of the house, my father will say, I'm always in a prison in my house, because even in my bedroom when I enter, I lock my door. Yes.
Why?
Okay, so it's possible that your main door you forgot and it's not locked, so the person gets access into your house. But at least by the time you get into my bedroom door is locked. I get to at least make a few calls before I am attacked. That's if I'm even going to be attacked at all. So yes, at every point in time, let's be sure that our doors are properly locked. let's also not expose our children this Christmas. You hear a doorbell, you hear somebody knock on the door, be there as an adult. But even you as an adult, you don't just go open your door just straight up like that. If you're not expecting anybody, don't even open yourselves up to unnecessary pressing of bells. You're not expecting anybody. I tell people, if you're coming to me and we have not agreed that you come to my house, I'm not opening the door to you. I won't. For even my parents, before they come to me, we have that agreement. Mommy, I am coming to you at 4 p.m. Okay, so between 4 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. I'm expecting my dad. Once I hear the doorbell, I pick my phone and Daddy, Mpocho Abba. Or he would call and say, Mommy, Maba. So my daddy is here. Even at that, I check on my window. I slide open and be sure that it's Daddy who is there. Because it's possible somebody has gone to steal Daddy's phone.
Okay.
And is probably calling, And I advise that we use certain languages. I have things I do with my kids that makes them know this is mommy. Once I say that, they know this is mommy. And I encourage all of us to do this, not just this Christmas season, but even after Christmas, because after Christmas, we will still be operating. And when I say we, I know you know who we are.
I know what you're talking about. Great. This morning we've been joined by Superintendent Juliana Obeng, Director of Public Affairs, Ghana Police, Accra Region. So, let's end it this way.
Yeah.
You've told us what we should look out for. But for people also, they still would want the assurance that in the midst of all of these, the Ghana Police Service is there for them. So we started with that conversation, but let's end with it again. What will the Ghana Police Service do to ensure that we are safe during this season?
Great. So we have done our part. I think that in the beginning I did mention our increased visibility and all of the other arrangements that we have made, including the fact that we recognize that there will be human traffic in town. So the motor traffic department of the police service is extremely active this Christmas, and of course after the Christmas. But we expect that you as an individual would also be vigilant, protect your personal belongings, promptly report to the police any suspicious characters. This you can easily do through our toll-free numbers 1-855-555 or 191. Sometimes I get the message that people say when we call, it doesn't come through or people don't pick up. But you can try it now. I am still here and we'll get the results as I've always mentioned. And so together I guess that if you do your part and we do our part, we have started as an institution. I guess we can have a better Christmas than we have always had in the past. So be vigilant, be careful of your surroundings, do the prompt callings to the police, get to the nearest police station if you are not sure of whatever is happening within your surroundings. And at worst, the police would be out there. We're already out there. I have counted about 3 police areas right from my house. I won't tell you where I stay, but right from my house.
I know.
Right from my house to coming here. And yesterday, I intentionally on my way home drove around some very busy areas that has those huge cars. And yes, again, I saw deployment of police personnel, especially the MTTD personnel who were there busy directing traffic, making sure that yes, we had a smooth sail of not just human traffic but vehicular traffic as well. And having said that, let me on behalf of the Inspector General of Police and the Accra Regional Police Command wish all police personnel a very Merry Christmas. We are not celebrating Christmas. We'll be out there to protect you, to make sure that you have a safe, free Christmas. But when we are done, we'll come back to have our Christmas. But yes, a very Merry Christmas to each and every police individual, and then of course to all of the general public that we work for.
Yeah, and we wish you the very best. But I was just going to point out that next week a lot of people will be crossing over, rolling over into the new year. Yeah, that's also should be of interest to the police.
Of course it is. So if you have noticed over the years, apart from the general operational plan that we have for Christmas, we have a very special one for 31st night. And I may come back to do that particular arrangement with your listeners, or better still, as usual, we go through our medium to share a very special operational plan for 31st night crossing into 2026.
Superintendent Juliana Obeng, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Yes, we know that you are working. We are working too, so we are in this together. And she's the Director of Public Affairs, Ghana Police Accra Region, joining us here on the Super Morning Show.